Oceanigad. Hello, friends. My name is Gayle Ross, and I am an enrolled citizen of the Cherokee Nation, the second largest Indian tribe in the country, second only to our Navajo brothers and sisters in the Southwest. I live in Cherokee country, Cherokee County, Oklahoma, 17 miles north of Tahlequah, which is our national capital, where our government is, where many of our museums are. And I'm going to share a couple of traditional Cherokee stories with you. Now, the first story I want to tell is about a guy we tell a lot of stories about. His name is G-Stew, Rabbit. You see, in the beginning days, all creatures spoke the same language, and the animal people had a society that was very much like Cherokee society. They had stomp dances, they had ball games, and Rabbit, well, he was always in trouble. He was in trouble because he talked all the time. He never stopped talking. He was in trouble because he loved to play tricks, although usually his tricks backfired and he ended up hurting himself. Like the time he made Bear so mad, Bear grabbed that long, beautiful, bushy tail that Creator gave Rabbit and broke it off. That's why you don't see rabbits with long, bushy tails. Now, one of the things about the way Rabbit talked all the time was that's how he got his job. You see, the animals had a tribal council, just like the tribal council of the people. Very important, the tribal council. Just ask them, they'll tell you. And Rabbit was the messenger for the tribal council. It was his job at the end of every council meeting to go out and tell everyone the news. But you know, even though he worked for the tribal council, they wouldn't allow him inside the council house because he talked all the time. They'd never get any work done. So they made him sit outside the door. And he was sitting outside the door one day. It's a beautiful sunny day in summer. There was a boring old council meeting going on inside, and Rabbit was sitting outside the door. Now, there was going to be a dance that night. Rabbit loves dances, free food, pretty girls. So he had his rattle with him, and he thought he'd just sing a little, loosen up his voice. So he made him up a little song. He sang, G-Stew, G-Stew, na-da-nay, G-Stew, G-Stew, na-da-nay, G-Stew, G-Stew, ah-da-hee, G-Stew, G-Stew, ah-da-hee. G-Stew, G-Stew, na-da-nay. Rabbit, rabbit, what's that sound? G-Stew, G-Stew, ah-da-hee. Rabbit, rabbit is here. And the louder he sang, the better he felt. And the better he felt, the louder he sang. Until inside the council house, they couldn't hear themselves think. Eagle is the head of the council. He looked down at the little sergeant-at-arms, that's Bullfrog, and he said, "You go out there. You tell that fool I said to be quiet." So Bullfrog puffed himself up as big as he could. He hopped outside, There was Rabbit shaking his rattle and singing. Bullfrog jumped up, knocked the rattle out of Rabbit's hand. Rabbit stopped singing, looked down. Bullfrog looked up and said, Eagle says, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. And he hopped back inside. Rabbit watched him go and said, cute little fella. Gee-stew, not-a-nay. Gee-stew, not-a-nay. Gee-stew, a-da-hee. Gee-stew, a-da-hee. Inside, Eagle looked down at Bullfrog and said, oh yeah, you showed him. Fox, you go out there. You make him be quiet. So Fox went out there. There was Rabbit shaking the rattle and singing. Fox reached out, grabbed Rabbit's right arm, and popped it off. And the rattle fell to the ground. Fox said, I'll give these back to you, when the council meeting is over. And she stuck Rabbit's arm in her pocket, headed back inside. Rabbit waited till the door closed behind her and then, Gee-stew, not-a-nay. Gee-stew, not-a-nay. Gee-stew, a-da-hee. Gee-stew, a-da-hee. Inside, Eagle looked around. Somebody bigger than Fox. Wolf, you go out there. You make him be quiet. So Wolf went out there. There was Rabbit, shaking his rattle and singing. Wolf reached out, grabbed his left arm, and popped it off. Dude, Eagle said, dude, I'll give it back to you when the meeting is over. And he stuck Rabbit's arm in his pocket, headed back inside. Rabbit waited till he had gone away, and then he said, Gee-stew, not-a-nay. Gee-stew, not-a-nay. Singing, keeping time with his foot. Inside the council house, Eagle said, Bear, you go out there. You make him be quiet. So Bear went out there. There's Rabbit, singing, keeping time with his foot. Bear reached out, grabbed both Rabbit's legs, and popped them off. And Rabbit fell to the ground. Bear said, I'll give these back to you when the council meeting is over. And he stuck Rabbit's legs in his pocket, headed back inside. As soon as he had gone away, Rabbit, looking up at the blue sky and the clouds overhead, said, Gee-stew, not-a-nay. Gee-stew, not-a-nay. Singing, keeping time with his head. Inside the council house, Eagle said, if you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. So Eagle goes out there. There's Rabbit lying on the ground, singing, keeping time with his head. Eagle reached down, grabbed Rabbit's head, and popped it off. I'll give this back to you when the council meeting is over. And he stuck Rabbit's head in his pocket, headed back inside. But the door had barely closed when they heard, very faint, Gee-stew, not-a-nay. They couldn't believe it. Everybody rushed outside. They gathered around that brownish, grayish, furry jelly bean thing looking on the ground. Eagle put his head down and listened. Then he looked up at the others and he said, "He's singing with his heart." "Oh," said Bear. He took out Rabbit's legs. He popped them on, stood him up. Fox and Wolf put his arms back. Eagle popped his head back. They gave him back his rattle. You see, the all-wise, all-powerful, all-knowing tribal council learned a lesson from that silly rabbit. And I hope it's what you will remember whenever you think of this story. You have a voice. And your voice is an important part of who you are in the world. It shows how you care about people, what you believe in, what you stand up for. So as you grow, lend your voice only to the truth. Let it come from your heart. And they can take you apart one piece at a time, but they'll never silence your voice. I hope you've enjoyed the stories you've heard today from the Cherokee people. I want to thank the Museum of Native American History for making this storytelling series possible. Again, my name is Gayle Ross, and I want to say, Wado. Thank you.